Yerrick Holt had learned to measure desperation in rations, not days. On the outer rim moon of Kepri, 9, the sky was a permanent bruise, violet clouds churning with static storms that never quite broke. The mining station where Yerrick scavenged for survival had been abandoned for years, stripped by pirates and forgotten by corporations. It was the kind of place people ended up when the galaxy had already decided they didn't matter. Yerrick mattered to no one anymore. Not since Earth's colonies fractured and the relief ships stopped coming. He pushed through a corroded access hatch, boots crunching over frozen dust. His suit's power cell blinked amber. 2 hours left, maybe less if the cold worsened. He was here for shelter, nothing more. A place to ride out the radiation winds and maybe find something to trade for food. That was when he heard the sound. Not wind. Not metal. Breathing. He froze, hand drifting to the shock batten at his belt. No one sane stayed on Kepri 9. Slowly, he followed the sound down a side corridor, emergency lights flickering like dying stars. At the far end of the hall stood a stone pillar, utterly out of place amid steel and cables. It had been erected deliberately, ritually, its surface carved with alien glyphs that pulsed faintly red. Chained to it was a woman, not human, at least not entirely. Her skin shimmered with a pale, opalescent hue, as if light itself rested beneath it. Delicate ridges traced her temples, and her eyes, when they lifted toward him, glowed a soft gold filled with pain and defiance. Across her chest, burned into a metal placard hanging from her neck, were words in crude galactic standard. "Take as you please." Jarek's stomach twisted. "What the hell?" he whispered. Her chains rattled as she shifted, weak but alert. "If you are here to claim," she said hoarsely, "do it quickly." He stared at her, shock turning to anger. "I'm not here to claim anything." That made her frown. "Then you are lying. Or you are broken." "Story of my life," Yerrick muttered. He stepped closer, examining the restraints. Not simple shackles. These were bonded with energy seals, slaver-grade tech. Expensive. Deliberate. "Who did this to you?" he asked. She hesitated, then said, "My people." That stopped him cold. "They branded you like this?" She closed her eyes. "I was sentenced." "For what crime?" Yerrick asked. Her gaze sharpened. "Mercy." The word echoed in the corridor. Yerrick exhaled slowly. He'd seen enough of the galaxy to know mercy was often treated as treason. He circled the pillar, scanning for a control node. "What's your name?" "Lasara of the Varelian Concord," she said. Third voice of the harmonic court. Or I was. That title meant nothing to him, but the way she said it, like an old wound, told him it once mattered. "Well, Lasara," Yerrick said, setting his baton to maximum output, "I don't know what kind of lunatic tradition this is, but I'm not leaving you here." Her eyes widened. "You cannot free me. Watch me." The baton struck the chain's emitter. Sparks flew, energy fields destabilizing. Alarms wailed, dormant systems flickering back to life. "Stop," Lasara cried. "If you break the seals." The chain snapped. The shock wave threw Yerrick backward, slamming him into the wall. His suit screamed warnings, but he ignored them, scrambling to his feet as the remaining restraints fell away. Lasara collapsed forward, and he caught her before she hit the floor. For a heartbeat, nothing happened. Then the glyphs on the pillar flared blinding white. Across the sector, ancient systems awoke. Lasara recovered faster than he expected. Within minutes, she was standing on her own, though she swayed slightly. "You have condemned yourself," she said quietly. "Yeah," Yerrick replied, rubbing his bruised ribs. "That's kind of my thing." "So, what did I just trigger?" She looked at him with something between awe and fear. A reckoning, she explained as they sheltered deeper in the station, power flickering on around them like the place itself had been waiting. The Varelians, she said, were an ancient species built on harmony, genetic, social, political. Their leaders were chosen not by force, but by resonance, those whose minds could align with the collective will. Lasara had been one of them. When the Concord discovered humanity, fractured and aggressive, but fiercely individual, the court had voted on a solution. Containment, observation, quiet extinction if necessary. Lasara had opposed them. Your people suffer, she told Yarrick. But you choose your suffering. That frightened them. So they chained you to a rock and slapped a sign on you? He said bitterly. It was worse than death, she said. The mark of claim strips one of status. Identity. It declares that the condemned exists only as an object, to be used to prove obedience. Yarrick clenched his fists. That's monstrous. Yes, Lasara agreed. That is why I spoke against it. And the reckoning? She hesitated. The chains were bound to an oath engine. If a non-Varelian freed me by choice, the Concord would be judged. Judged by who? Lasara looked up, eyes glowing brighter. By everyone. The first ship arrived an hour later. Then another. And another. The void above Kepri, 9 filled with vessels, sleek Varelian cruisers, angular mercenary frigates, even the battered silhouettes of human refugee fleets that had followed the energy surge like a beacon. Yarrick stood on the station's landing platform, staring at the armada. So, no pressure, right? Lasara smiled faintly. You saved me. The galaxy noticed. The Varelian flagship hailed them, its voice calm and cold. Lasara of the Harmonic Court. You are ordered to return and submit to judgment. She stepped forward. I already have. What about me? Yarrick asked quietly. She turned to him. You are the proof. The Concord did not fire. They did worse. They broadcast. Across every major network, the image of Lasara chained and marked was displayed, alongside the moment Yarrick broke her bonds. Context followed. Her descent, her punishment, and the ancient law they had hoped no one remembered. The response was immediate. Trade partners severed contracts. Protectorates rebelled. Species long silenced by Varelian guidance found their courage. And humanity, ragged, scattered humanity, watched a single desperate man do what fleets had failed to do. Choose mercy. The reckoning lasted 3 days. By the end of it, the Harmonic Court was dissolved. The oath engine deactivated. The mark of claim declared a crime under interstellar law. On the 4th day, Yarrick sat on the edge of the platform, legs dangling over the void. So, he said, guess I'm a wanted criminal now. Lasara joined him, the scars from the chains fading but not gone. You are a symbol. Some will hunt you. Others will follow you. Great, he sighed. Always wanted a target on my back. She studied him. Why did you free me? He shrugged. Because it was wrong. And because if I'd walked away, I wouldn't have survived anyway. Not really. She reached out, resting her hand over his, light, warm, real. You changed the course of civilizations with nothing but that belief. Yarrick looked at the stars, brighter now, less hostile. Think the galaxy's done punishing people for mercy? Lasara smiled, a small, hopeful curve of her lips. No. But now it knows there is a cost for cruelty too. Above them, ships began to depart, not in fear, but in purpose. For the first time in a long while, Yarrick Holt wasn't measuring life in rations. He was measuring it in possibilities.